together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Sober Hump Day. Welcome to Sober Hump Day. Hope you're having a good day. Check out some backgrounds here. Ooh, it's like I'm floating in the sky. Say my name. Say my name, Sebastian. You're probably not getting this joke. I'm floating on a giant, never-ending story. All right. Good morning. Morning. Amber's all mad at me because I'm early. Morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you. Oh, man. Can't we just be nicer to each other? Can we just... What is so tough about having a little bit of love for your fellow man or woman or man, woman, or whatever? I don't give a fuck. It's sad, man. It's sad. Everybody's out there trying to be who they want to be. Most people are just trying to figure out who they want to be. I get that. I'm 55, still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to grow up. I may be a Toys R Us kid for the rest of my life. I don't know. I do know that it's not right. It's not cool. All right. Stop listening to the internet. It's lying. All right. I'm going to give you a really good example. All right. Here's a meme for you. Did you know that psychologists say that men in their white men in their 50s, cis white men in their 50s with brown hair and brown eyes are the most intelligent? Did you know that? I just made it up. All right. I just made it up. It's not true. Right? So quit buying into all this stuff. Okay, 98% of it is either a joke or fake. People will do anything. They will say anything to get attention, especially if they are not getting it or if they are getting bad attention. Now, I was a kid that grew up where bad attention was better than no attention because our parents did not give us good attention. Mine didn't anyway. They didn't know how. So I grew up on a bad, receiving bad attention. And I would do that a good portion of my life. I would follow that route. I'm going to tell you now, there was the wrong way. Nobody ever told me it was the wrong way. So what are we trying to do? What are we trying to get? I mean, most of the things that I see on the internet are this. None of my business. Why do we need to feel the need to be involved in so many other people's lives? Why do you think that everything on the internet is geared towards you, that they're talking about you? No one is that important. You are not that important. I am not that important. I'm sorry, but it's going to screw with your head. Stop allowing other people to determine who you are. Don't be something you are not just because you think it's cool. Be who you are. Be you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect just the way you are. Good morning, Leisure. Good morning, Heather. Good to see you both. All right. Today we're talking about justification. Justification. I had a little epiphany come to me last night. I wrote it down. I don't remember what it says. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. You need to have the ability for accountability, responsibility, and humility. Yeah. You need to have the ability to have accountability, for responsibility, and a little bit of humility. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, before Dion gets all serious and shit, before we do that, oh man, I had something set up for that. Oh, but I'm going to need this first, so I can just always go back. We're going to use Men's Health today for dad jokes. They're all the same. They just copy each other, just so you know. I noticed that. Doesn't matter which one you go to. It's all the same jokes. Punny dad jokes. All right. So, I got to do the lead into it. You know what time it is? It's time for Dion's Daily Funnies. Pretty soon I'll have a track for that. People laughing and a little bit of music to it. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. I got a lot of other stuff on my plate. Not sure which route to go, though. All right. What does a baby computer call his father? Dada. Data. Dada. Data. Dada. Data. 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 Dada. After a successful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he had a ton of sick beats. That wasn't bad. I only seem to get sick on weekends. I must have a weekend immune system. We're gonna do one more. We'll do one more. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to his ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. I never knew my real ladder. Yeah, that one hits a little too close to home. All right. Because I didn't know my real data. I combined two jokes there. And it worked. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. I'm your host. Yeah. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. A heads up. I'm not necessarily in a mood, but I'm in a mood. Not a bad mood. Not a bad mood. Just in a mood. Kind of hot to trot. It's a slow burning bush. All right. Where are you going to get it? The Daily Trudge, where you're going to get the truth here. I don't talk about anything else. If I do something wrong, I'm going to correct it here. We correct mistakes. This is how life is. We talk about life, actual things going on, things that need to be taken care of, the important things in life. All right. I'm going to tell you my one and only concern, and this is how I'm voting, which means I may not vote for anybody for governor. I care about one thing. I care about my recovery community. I care about prevention. I care about fentanyl. I give a fuck less about the rest of it. I don't care. Okay. They're using everything else to distract you from this topic. The fact that they're doing nothing about the fact that our kids are dying by droves. Let's not talk about that. Okay. The state bird, I've announced it for Colorado. It is the ostrich. All right. These are justifications for not doing the right thing. We're gonna dive into this, but first we're gonna read Courage to Change, which is Al-Anon Daily Reflection, and then we'll do a little bit deeper dive into justification. But I wanted to read this first. gives us a good example of justification here. I recently had an argument with someone I care about. He had made all too publicly a few remarks to me about my weight, and I was less than pleased. Later, when I told him that my feelings were hurt, he insisted he had done nothing wrong, that what he had done was what he had said was true, so I shouldn't take offense. Now, I'm going to tell you, I already know all about Victor Marx. I know a lot about Victor Marx, and he doesn't care about it either. There's something about him that there's something a little icky. And oh no, I didn't talk to him. Who did I talk to? What's his name? He's always at the Jason Clark. I've had a couple discussions with him, but I'd like to talk to Victor Marx. Of course, it's coming up quick. I got to vote. Yeah, I got to get it done very soon. But that's as much as I'm going to say about it here. But I will look into that, Scott. Thank you very much. So, that what he had said was true, so I shouldn't take offense. All right. Now, I'm not going to cover this situation, but it's okay to advocate for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with saying, keep my name out of your fucking mouth, you little fuck. There's nothing wrong with saying that, just so you know. See, I'm the kind of person where this is a true story. This is a true story. New Year's was my friend's birthday, and I took him out, and we were at this house, and he was loaded, man. And so I was taking care of him. Right? I had to hold him up. I was sitting him down. I was taking care of him because he's my boy. And there was this other guy there that I didn't know. And I'm a pretty nice guy. I'll go out of even when I'm drinking, I'll help you out. I don't care what gender you are. I'm just, none of that occurs to me. Doesn't matter. Right? So it made it look like I was, kind of made me look gay. And I still don't care. Well, this guy, he decides that he's going to start putting, and he starts calling me names. You faggot. So I knocked him out. I will turn around and knock your fucking ass out. Don't you think for 1 second that just because I'm vulnerable, that I'm transparent, doesn't mean that I will not resort to knocking your ass out, because I will. Right? So watch what you say to people. I come from the generation of I'll meet you in the parking lot. I have no problem with that. I'll meet you on the playground. I choose you. You remember that, the pinky? I choose you. That meant we're going to fight. Right? I have no qualms picking up a 2x4 and knocking it against your head. I have no problem with that. Now, I don't like resorting to that. That's going to be a very, very last resort for me, but I will advocate. I will run my mouth. And I do it often. In fact, there are nights when I'm like, am I advocating a little too much? No, fuck that. No. I don't care what any of these people out here have to say. I'm going to save their children anyway. That's how I feel. I choose you too, Leisure. Nowadays, in our 50s, that means let's go for coffee and have a heated discussion. That's what it means now. All right, let's get back to this, right? So how often have I justified my own unkindness? Or my interfering where I had no business with that very argument. Oh, now let's take a look at social media. Everybody's arguing. They have no idea what they're even arguing about. It's all opinion. It's all opinion. And it's not based on anything but feelings. Right? Too many times, especially during my alcoholic loved ones' drinking days, after all, I claimed I was right. Alcohol was ruining our lives, and it was my duty to say so again and again and again. Yep. And we did that. All right. What do alcoholics call those people? Call them nags. Get off my back. Get off my back. You doing that make me want to drink more. See, it's just a never-ending process. And both these people are involved. Takes two to tango. That's what this Al-Anon realized. Wait a minute. Maybe I am spiritually sick too. Okay. I'm learning to let go of my certainty about what other people should do. I got a sticker. Where is it? I did some cleaning. It's somewhere around here. It says, it's none of your business. And I usually have it right here. I've had to do some moving. I better put it back up today before I jump in somebody else's business. It says, mind your own business. None of your business. Okay? I don't need to know about the drama. I don't need to, these are things that I do that are not required in my life. I don't need the drama from your life. In fact, I don't want it. We need to be solution oriented. Okay? And you've got to do what's best for you. You have to do what's best for you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Okay? I don't know how many times I see people pointing the finger saying that person is doing something while they are doing it at the exact same moment. There's a guy who was in a convenience store, right? And so and there's a manager, and he is just tearing apart to employees, and he did not like it. This guy was all upset about it, and I get it, and I understand advocating. And if he would have went up there and just said, "Hey, what you're doing is wrong. You can't, this isn't how we do this." But instead, he chose to turn on his camera, bitch about it first, and then record him chewing out the manager. He did the same exact thing, except he went one further and put it online. So who's the worst one here? Well, it's the guy that did the recording. Because then everybody's like, oh, well, you should not put people down, and you do that in private, not public. And he's like, yeah, right. Do you see the camera there? Okay, the camera is not your eyeballs. There is somebody holding that camera, man. Okay, all right. I can be right or I can be happy. I don't have to make anyone over in my image. With help, I can live and let live. Did you know that you could be right and happy at the same time? Yeah, you can. Did you know that you could be 100% right all the time and be happy? You want to know how you do it? Admit you're wrong. Admit you're wrong. Then you get both. Okay, let's stop with this whole give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or teach a man to fish and he can eat for a lifetime. Why don't you give a man a fish while you're teaching him how to fish? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. So you could be 100% right. You never will be, by the way. Okay, and you can be happy, believe it or not. Well, that person did. No, I'm being judgmental. You're right. You're right. You're being judgmental. See, you were right. All right. Today's reminder: I am not an insensitive person, but at times I have justified insensitive behavior by claiming to be right. I can respect another's right to make his or her own choices, even when I strongly disagree. My relationships will improve if I can love myself enough to let other people be themselves. All right. And I do agree with that. I agree with that. Now, the thing is, misinformation in recovery has the ability to kill people. So the fact that we're finding the right answer, well, it makes it fucking imperative. Thing is we have a solution. We have the answers. All right. So the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous regards justification as a form of self-deception or rationalization. That is a significant barrier to sobriety. This text repeatedly warns against justifying destructive behaviors, including drinking and other character defects. Leisure says, drama is topic on tonight's podcast too. Oh, look at that. You saw it too, huh? Everybody's on the drama train right now. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. Everybody's just pointing fingers. Even over food right now, everybody's pointing fingers. You know who's wrong? All of them. They're all wrong. It isn't until somebody makes it right that it'll be right. Otherwise, they're all wrong. We're all incorrect at the present moment. Everybody is wrong. The dangers of self-justification. Oh, man. The plethora of lies and excuses and bullshit that we come up with. Right? So it's a source for our excuses. The big book identifies self-justification as the maker of excuses for drinking and for all kinds of crazy and damaging conduct. This habit allows an alcoholic to escape accountability for their actions. So self-justification and accountability are opposites. The opposite of self-justification is accountability. And what's the number one way for an alcoholic to stay sober? Accountability. It's the number one way. I don't care what program you've decided on. Okay. Now, one of the divisions I will no longer go for is the putting down of other programs. Oh, I hear it. I don't care what program it is. Okay. Unless it's me talking about it, and then it's okay. I thought I'd throw a little justification in there. See, it doesn't work, does it? You want to know who I'm laughing at me. Okay. See, I do it too. It is easier for me to justify something than to search for the truth. It is. A lot easier because I just justify it real quick. All right. Okay. An insane defense for drinking. Alcoholics in the program acknowledge that their attempts to justify a drinking spree were insanely insufficient in the light of what always happened. This recognition comes from the confronting the chaos and suffering that inevitably followed. It is also a sign of delusion. Alcoholics in their cups are delusional. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one reason is this: sleep. When you drink, you don't dream. When you don't dream, you don't REM. When you don't REM, you go cuckoo. Lack of sleep has created 60% of your problems. They do not exist. Sometimes I'll bring things up and people are like, what are you talking about? That never happened, Dion. I can't think of one off the top of my head. All right. The book explains that alcoholics, despite the mounting evidence against them, will use every form of self-defense, self-deception, and experimentation to justify their drinking. This reflects the strangely insane thinking that accompanies the illness. It's the insanity part. It is, and it's strangely insane. To this day, I still don't understand it, but I don't need to understand that part. I need to accept it. I have to accept it, this part, that because let's say I was cured of alcoholism. Well, my brain doesn't think of 1 or 2 beers. It thinks 12-pack. Unless you can change that, I don't know what else you're going to be able to do. And I just did a podcast on Monday where a guy was saying they're looking at genome. I don't want you to change my genes. I don't want you to, I don't know how scary. No. See, if God decided that you were this and you were chosen for it, there was a reason for it. And I don't think we should fool around with that personally, but that's opinion, right? But my mind just can't wrap around it. So I would never be able to understand a cure for alcoholism. I just don't understand it because I don't need a cure. I have a solution. And if you, let's say I was cured of my alcoholism, why would we be here? Why would I need you? You know what my cure to alcoholism would lead to? Loneliness. It would lead to loneliness. You're my family. You're the people. You're the people that I hang out with. You're the people that understand my crazy mind. Fellowship will be gone. No more higher power. No more fun. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want a cure. There's nothing wrong with me. I have what I need. Leisure said, who only drinks a 12 pack? Exactly. Exactly. It's a good start. Yeah. Isn't beer just a chaser anyway? Beer's a chaser. I don't know what other people are talking about, right? Have you ever noticed how your brain can sound like a lawyer when it wants to be bad? Okay, and we're good. We're good at working the system, aren't we? We know how to put off bills, checks in the mail. We know how to work the system. Don't tell me you don't know how to do it. You know how. You've been working it your whole life. We know alcoholics. That's why when we sober up, we're really good at helping other people with life skills, right? I can help you get a bank account, even if you're not allowed to have a bank account. I can help you get one. There's a way to do it. It's going to cost you an extra 75 bucks, but you can, right? So I could justify anything, bad moods, bad behavior, and really bad decisions. But the easiest way to do it was just to ignore that it ever fucking happened. And how did I do that? Alcohol. Alcohol helped me forget. I could be in jail one weekend. By Tuesday, I'd forgotten I was in jail. Wednesday's court, and now I've missed it. Now I have another failure to appear. That has happened to me often, several times. After that, they didn't let me out of jail. I had to go to court first. They stopped denying bail. They're like, no, you never show up. So we're going to hold on to you till court. All right. Sound about right? Okay. What are some other ways? Oh, it's not lying. It's just creative storytelling. See, alcoholics think this. I do. Well, I do. And tell me if you agree. Stories are meant to be embellished. You don't embellish your story. If you don't, it makes me wonder if it's really truly a story. Now, I don't embellish like I used to. And if I do, I will say this is a tall tale. This is, I'm embellishing a little bit here. But stories aren't meant to be overdone, overtold. Okay. Now, this is how it shows up in sobriety. Okay. Skipping meetings, gossiping, bending principles. Oh, I'm just going to do this once. It's only $5. I mean, what's $5? All right. The little things are much easier to justify, aren't they? Okay. It is often that I say it is easier to skip the second meeting. That's what we're talking about right now. Oh, I skipped the first one. There were no bad consequences. Justification. You've been here for 5 minutes? Awesome. Hi, Amber. You should have been here 11 minutes ago. It's 11:11 for anybody. And you said that right at the right time, 11:11:06. All right. But it's so easy for us to justify why. It's how we are. And why else are we good at it? Because we practice it a lot, right? So there's a cost to justifying, because every justification, every time you utilize justification, that I utilize justification, it will distance me from the truth and humility. And that's where loneliness, it'll start again. And you'll feel bad too. If you do something wrong, and if you've been working the program and you do something wrong, you want to know what happens? Your tummy hurts. You remember when you were 2 and your tummy hurt, right? So the more we justify, the less we grow. So real recovery begins when we stop explaining and start owning our own side. Look, that person over there is doing that. Well, instead of pointing the finger, I can be like, wait. Am I doing this also? It is the first question you need to ask yourself when you put someone else down. It is the first question you should ask yourself. Wait a minute, this is coming up. Why is this coming up? Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to be that 3, 4, 5 year old that won't stop asking why. Okay. I got angry. Why am I angry? Why? 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 And once you run out of whys, you've gotten to the actual problem. So just why that thing until there are no more whys, and then you will be at the root cause. And I'll tell you what it is. It's fear. It's either fear of the truth. It can't. Those are base stuff. I was talking about this with my therapist yesterday, actually, and I got her all excited because I'm like, I've been explaining to people that there are base emotions and that anger is not a base emotion. And she's like, oh, she just got all excited. I wanted to talk about it. I bet she loves me as a client because I'm there to solve my problems. And half the time we're just yakking. We're just talking. Um, you know, she's actually more like a friend than she is a therapist anymore, which probably is the best thing. But it hasn't interfered with any of my therapy at all. No. In fact, what it has done is um, um, I've noticed lately that she's had more confidence in confronting me on some things. And I think that's pretty cool. You want to know how I take that? When somebody confronts me because they care, I take that as love, man. I do. What else could it be? Now, if it comes with finger pointing, name calling, and telling me what I have to do, that is not love. That is telling me what I need to do. Hey, Dion, I noticed that you're going through this. What's going on? Somebody, here's a good one. Last week, somebody sent a message to me saying, Dion, isn't the seventh tradition a little off? We need to change that tag. Because right now it's at Trudging Together. And they are right. It does need to be changed. Right? And I'm like, thank you for looking out, because I'd kind of forgotten. It was a lot of little things. Wasn't intentional, but there we are, a person looking out for me. Now, before I would take that as offense. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I do things perfectly. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I see. Right? So so what had happened? Well, I was wrong about something, but because of love, somebody helped me make it right. So what am I? Now I'm right. Honesty doesn't always feel good, but it always clears the fog. So when I stop defending myself, I give God more room to defend me. And He will. If you are doing the right thing, you don't need to worry about people gossiping about you. God's going to take care of it. I don't know how. I don't know when. I may never know. I don't need to know, because I know the secret to this life. You don't get away with anything. I have not gotten away with anything in this life, good or bad, doesn't matter. It has come back to haunt me. All right. Like the disruptors in AA meetings. The disruptors in AA meetings. We're paying a price. We're paying the price. What's the price? Well, you remember those prank phone calls that you used to do? You remember when you used to ding dong ditch or light a bag of dog poop on somebody's porch, or call somebody, hey, is your fridge running? Oh, well, you better go catch it. All right. Calling a bar. Yeah, I'd like to speak to IP freely. You didn't do any of that? Yeah, you did. You did something. And now you're paying the price. It's a great example. If you can look at it that way, because a lot of people get really mad. Oh, those are future people of Alcoholics Anonymous. Shut up. You don't know. Talk about angry. Right? Now, if you hang out here long enough, sooner or later, it's been a while, but I'll get somebody coming on to disrupt. Okay? From what I can remember, it has happened 3 times. They are now listeners. God does cool shit, man. I don't care how you found me. even if you were just screwing around, God still led you to me, and he led you to me for a reason. And that I know, right? The big book, the link between pride and justification, the big book establishes a clear connection between pride, fear, and the need to justify one's actions. Leisure says, you're on one today and I'm loving it. Yeah, I warned everybody I'm kind of on fire this morning. Ow! Okay, because I was on fire. All right. That's one of my jokes is God will not give me a burning bush. I'm too reactive. I'll throw water on it. I'll put that motherfucker out. Get some water. Dion, it's a miracle of God. No, it's fire. Pride leads to self-justification. The text notes that pride leading to self-justification is always spurred by the conscious or unconscious fears, the basic breeder of most human difficulties. Okay, that is because fear is that base emotion. And I'm going to be researching this a little bit more. I will come up with I will figure out the other base emotions. I just don't know what they are. I was hoping one day it'd come to me, but I'm going to have to look it up. All right, bearing defects. Yeah. Why? Because we want to look good. Why do we want to look good? Because we're doing wrong stuff. We know we're doing wrong stuff. So we justify it so we look better in the eyes of other people. Because even though we run around when we're drinking saying we don't care what anybody thinks about us, we absolutely care about what everybody thinks about us. We are highly sensitive people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have used the excuse that person over there that upset you made you drink. Otherwise, you wouldn't do that. So don't sit here and tell me you don't care what people think of you. Alcoholics are extremely sensitive people, right? But you can change that. I'm still sensitive, but I don't allow certain things past a certain point anymore either, because I realize that I'm sensitive. I don't want to lose that sensitive part of me. It's the healer. It's the person that helps people. Okay, so I'm not going to get rid of that, but I may put a few walls in the way so some people can't get through. Sure, I will. All right. But what I'm not going to do is bury my defects. Okay. Defects are not a let go, let God thing. They are confronted. They are face them. Okay. I'm not letting go of my character defects. I'm confronting them so I know how to utilize them. Okay. So self-justification is used to hide character defects and make them seem less severe. Right? Blaming others. That's the number one thing. But now, I'm going to repeat it. It's called this, you spot it, you got it. He who smelt it, dealt it. Okay? You spot it, you got it. Usually, so in the beginning, a great way to start figuring out some of your character defects, when somebody does something and it ticks you off, you're doing it. But I'll put it a different way so that you'll take it as a suggestion. Why? Because you're a sensitive alcoholic and we don't like being told what to do. So we'll put it a different way for you guys. I'm an upfront person. Okay. Let's just say you're doing it too. That's why. Okay. So, but what we're going to do, hey, okay, they're doing that. Is that something I'm doing also? So I would recommend that you maybe do that first. Okay. You're probably doing it at the moment. Well, that person over there is being very, very judgmental. God, they are so judgmental. Huh. Write that in there. Write that in there. Spot it, you got it. Right? I'm going to tell you, there's one in here. There's one in here they didn't cover. Kill them with kindness. Oh, we alcoholics do that too. The silent treatment. But we do kill them with kindness all the time. We do that because we want to look like the better people. Okay. I'm going to tell you what that is. It's narcissism. We gaslight people. We are natural gaslighters. Natural. I don't know what you're talking about. See, I was in blackouts, so I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Oh, you're just a nag. Why don't you go do something? See, we gaslight all the time. We got, and it's one thing that I still see a lot of. It's the number one thing. People telling other people that their feelings are not valid. Okay. Try that with me. Watch what happens. And do it to my face. Don't do it here. Do it to my face. Watch what happens. Don't do it to people. Stop the gaslighting. So what happens if you do it? Because you're going to do it. Okay. So what happens when these character defects do come up? Because it isn't a matter of if they are going to come up. It's a matter of when. It's going to happen. So what are we going to do? We're going to prepare ourselves. All right. First thing, honesty and humility. All right. That's the part that can make it right. Step 4 and 5 directly address justification by calling for a searching and fearless moral inventory and the admission of the exact nature of our wrongs. This honest accounting breaks down the layers of justification. Letting go of resentments. Resentments, yes, we let go. Yeah, that one we do. That one we do not confront. We already confronted it and we fucked it up. That was the problem. Right? In this case, yeah, we're going to be letting go. The book emphasizes the need to let go of our anger, even when it feels justified. In the context of dealing with resentment, the text advises we have found that justified anger ought to be left for those better qualified to handle it. There is nobody better nobody is qualified to handle justifiable anger. So, no. Admitting you're wrong promptly. That is step 10. And you can start utilizing step 10 whenever you want. Well, but I'm working step 4. But if you made a mistake today, you can apologize for it. Hey, you know what? I saw I did that. I'm sorry. I want you to know I'm working on things. Absolutely, you can do that. What is step 10? It's the human step. It gives you the right to be wrong. There we are, being right again because we are wrong. There's nothing with any of that, right? So justification is comfort disguised as truth, and comfort has never saved anyone. Nope. We talked about comfort yesterday. So. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep